Hi. Today I wanted to talk to you about a topic that comes up a lot in emails and when you all message me, and that is, I don't even know what kind of sign you're talking about. How can I start connecting with my loved one? And the first myth I want to dispel is that the sign is not going to be significant. In fact, the sign is going to be so trivial, I would exercise caution before telling anyone about the sign. And I'll give you an example. I was fortunate enough to be able to go to a James von Prague reading in Dallas, Texas, and it all lined up perfectly. There were 120 other witnesses who were there to witness what had happened. And it all happened in a box of razors. And if I shared this with family, with friends, the first thing would be, well, everyone has a razor. Why would that be so significant? And I'm going to dispel the myth right now, you guys, that our loved ones are not going to swoop down. They're not going to stand in front of us and say, ta-da, I'm back. They're not coming back in the way in which we recognize them. So we can either keep them dead and keep them buried, which I don't think they are, but that's a choice. I'll give you an example of a sign that is in its triviality but significant to me and only me, because no one else was in this conversation except for Jan and myself. And that was when James von Prague was on the stage, singled me out. Anybody who's been to a reading will know how that works. But I was standing there and he said, this spirit keeps mentioning razors. And razors, you guys, in its triviality would mean nothing, right? Let me tell you why, or the association why razors were so significant. Once again, it was only Jan and me in this conversation. The Dollar Shave Club had just started offering 4 razor blades for $4 a month. And these razors were going to last for a long time. Well, I loved my Mach Turbo Gillette. So when Jan came home and said, I want you to try these Dollar Shave Club razors, I politely said, honey, I love that you love them, but I love my Gillette Mach 3 turbocharged razors. Would you just try it? No, honey, I know what razors are like. I like mine. I'm glad you like yours. Okay. So now that he's dead and James von Prague brings up these razors, nobody knew that when he died and I got the subscription in the mail with the 4 razor blades and his name on it, it was so painful. But out of respect and out of honor for him, I went ahead and subscribed to the Dollar Shave Club. And I have to tell you, Dollar Shave Club, they're good. Your razors are good. My point being is the razors in themselves was so trivial. But look at the backstory that made it significant. So when he said razors, it was profound for me. It was significant for me. And this really is the first medium that I am using to share this story, because I know razors are trivial. So you're asking me how to recognize the signs. Is you have to be very present in the moment to appreciate those moments with your loved ones. Because if for whatever reason they die before you, and there's a 50-50 chance that can happen, that when these trivialities, which only you will know, present, they become these amazing miracles. I hope that helps someone to understand that the signs and symbols will not be significant to anyone else but you.